Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on Beyond Crazy. It is my day off from the crazy pieces and beyond crazy stuff, but I figured why not bring you along for the ride, show you what a little bit of the things that I do to fill my days that isn't normally on camera. So I'm gonna get some things going right now. I read a couple of interesting comments about why I don't take Kobe around and everything, and I really wanted to clear the air on that. Kobe is way old, okay? I've had Kobe since I was 19 years old, so that's 10 years. I was told when I got Kobe that he was 6, but after taking him to the vet, they told me that he was between the age of 2.5 to 3.5 at that time. So that being said, he's like 12.5 to 13.5 years old. He's got some hip issues now, so like I really don't like to put him inside the vehicle other than taking him to the vet if he's needed. But other than that, most of the time, it is just time that I spend sitting watching movies with Kobe and just like petting him and just spending time with him that way. Kobe's had a fantastic existence with me and I love him to death. It's just, I don't see any positive in taking him for a hike that he's gonna make it halfway through and he's just gonna cry the entire time I carry him back the other half. So I wanted to put that to rest. It's not that I show favoritism in any way, shape, or form. It's just, I think it's the closest equivalent I could ever have to saying like being a parent, you know? Like not all kids are gonna need love the same ways at the same times. And I think that goes, at least it holds true to this as well. Because I mean, when Kobe was younger and everything, he needed the excess energy and he needed to be taken out and he needed to be doing all of these things, these extra things to like fill his life with joy. And now I can't even get him to go upstairs. He just wants to hang out at the house and just do his thing. He is eating softer foods and everything. So that is one of those parts of life. But yeah, I think it's also the petulance of life that makes things beautiful. So yeah, he's just an old dog. But yeah, right now he's over here chilling in his little cubby. Hey, Bubba. Hey, big boy. What's actually super interesting about Kobe and just like the way that he fits into the infrastructure and the way that he's fit into everyone's lives and everything is actually before the 7-year gap that I went without talking to Kraz and Crystal and just the family and infrastructure in general, they actually knew Kobe. Kobe lived with me in the house when I lived with Melinda and Jamie. All the kids love Kobe. So he's definitely been around. He knows all the kids and everything. But like I said, he's just an old man. He's just doing his business. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the next part of this started. I'm actually just loading up into the car right now and we're gonna take you to a place that I've been neglecting to go but needing to have gone for a while, but I'm finally getting it done. Okay, so I am here, but before I go in, I think I'm gonna explain a little bit of why I've been neglecting. I was thinking about like why I even said that on the ride over here. And truthfully, I think it's just because Mike has been a person that we've worked together for so long and like, I don't know, I felt like I was scared that my relationship with him was somehow tied to my drinking and that I also had like a bunch of crisis, like as far as identity, like I thought I wasn't gonna be funny anymore. I had like all these things like wound up inside my head that it was gonna happen when I stopped drinking. But he was a person that like was there through a lot of it. And I don't know, I just never really thought about how that would go. And he's connected with some people that I've now cut off in my life. And so I didn't know how that would go, but I was up the road at the dog wash inside one of the last vlogs that I did. And I actually ran into him and it was nothing but kindness and happiness. And that's why I'm so glad that I actually came in today. There's no affiliation. I'm not getting like paid in any way, shape or form to do this kind of review. I literally just want to give him a shout out. They do some amazing work here. And like I said, I've known Mike for 11 years now. So like, yeah, Mike was there when I first started. I was a door guy. I probably shouldn't have been, but I was a door guy at like 18 years old on Mill Avenue. And he was a bartender there. But anyway, I'm gonna head in right now and I'm gonna show you what it's all about. I've heard some really good stuff and their social media is crazy. Okay, so I am outside. I just popped my head out just because there's music inside and I do not want this video to be taken down for some reasons that I can't control. So I'm here now and I've got to be honest with everyone. The food was spectacular. I had potato tacos. I'll show a little bit of a clip of that right now, but they were absolutely fantastic. I'm not usually a person rather that thinks that kind of food is satiating enough, but I'm gonna be going climbing in a little bit, so I didn't want to eat anything too heavy. But literally, I am a stickler for the rules, okay? I came from management inside resorts and restaurants alike, and I'm a stickler for the rules. So when Mike invited me to go inside the back, I expected to do what I always do, is find things things wrong, find things that are dirty, find things that are out of compliance, and you know, just fall back into being me. And surprisingly enough, this was the cleanest kitchen. I'm not just saying that because he's a buddy of mine. Like I said, there was no affiliation. I paid full price for my meal and everything. But this, I'm not even kidding you guys. Like, the inside is like, I remember working with Mike years ago. This is probably 5-6 years ago now, that we talked about this exact situation and him making it here. So I was literally just telling him how proud I am of him for making this all happen, and literally like being able to see his vision come alive is insane. But they're doing it right over here. Sorry about that, the light rail's going by, but they're absolutely doing it right over here. Like I said, it's immaculate and the food was fantastic. I'm actually out here with my buddy, Dirty Mike, and before anyone jumps to any conclusions, I didn't give him that name. He's had it forever, okay? Here he is. Thank you so much. Yo, it was absolutely fantastic. I'm blown away. So proud of you for doing this, like seriously. Awesome. Well, I'm gonna let Mike tell you guys a little bit about the location and everything, because I know everyone's gonna have just as many questions as I did before I came in today.
All right, well, welcome to the Guadalupe. We've been open just over 6 months right now. We're located on Main Street in Mesa, Arizona. We are a gluten-free, proud restaurant. Come give us a try.
Freaking love that guy. Like, honestly, it's hard not to. Like, he's known me for such a long time, and like, I love Mike. Off to the next activity, which is something I definitely don't get to do enough, which is something that is kind of a surprise to me because I live in Arizona, and it is, like, from the outside's perspective, I feel like it is something that like I should be doing all the time, which is climbing. I mentioned it once before, but I'm gonna go climbing. There is a super nice gym called Alta that opened up. It's in Gilbert, but I'm planning on just going and grabbing a day pass. I'm not really like willing to make any kind of like long-term dedication. But yeah, I'm gonna go see what the gym is about and yeah, test it out, see how it's been. I hurt my back not too long ago when I helped the Crazy Pieces move, and I'm finally feeling like good enough to be able to like do these kind of things. Like, I did a little bit of climbing for the challenge video, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to it and getting out there and like checking out this gym, because I've also seen like some TikToks about it, and like I guess they've got some really cool attractions there. So I'm gonna go check that out too. I am here at the gym and it is packed, and I'm now noticing that I forgot my AirPods. So yeah, this is gonna be something.
Hopefully this is a decent angle. I'm like secret filming, so I'm kind of symbolic.
So I'm not 150% sure how well that's gonna come out on video, just because I know there was music playing. I went to this bouldering gym. I found out that they run on the American system, which means that it starts with VB and then works its way from 0 upward in difficulty. So I made it up to a V2. I think that I might have been able to do a V3 had I like just gone into that, but I feel like by the time I got to that, I was already so tired. I'm super excited, super covered in dust. I'm gonna make my way home, go get some food. I've got a couple of other things that I need to get done, but I'm gonna bring you along with me. Let's go. Today, I'm gonna teach you all how to make consomme, and not the French stock. I'm talking about the consomme you're interested in knowing how to make, which is what goes along with the birria quesadillas, or queso tacos rather. So I'm gonna show you how to get this started. I've got all of my meat here. I went ahead and I doubled up. We will put the recipe inside the description of just the singular recipe, but this is for the family, so it's most likely gonna all get eaten. I've got some bone-in short rib, some oxtail, as well as some chuck roast. The big thing is, traditionally, this dish is made with goat meat. I'm not going to do that. I don't think that anyone's going to enjoy it, so I opted for all beef. 2 pounds of each, like I said. I'm gonna break this down into about the same size pieces as these to make them more workable. All I'm gonna do is hit the top with salt, and I'm gonna take you guys over to the pan. Because I'm only hitting these with salt, I am gonna salt all of the sides of them. All right, I do apologize if the lighting is bad. I'm definitely trying to work out. I've got this new ring light situation going, so it's gonna allow me to be able to cook more frequently. Right now, I've got only a couple hours of like usable good light inside the kitchen. I'm trying to change all that. The next place I get, I'm gonna definitely make sure that I like go above and beyond and like replace all the lighting and do all of that, but it just never happened here. So now that I've got all of my meat nice and salted up, I'm gonna take you all over to the pan. Now that I've got all this meat nice and salted up, I'm gonna take you over to the pan. I'm gonna put this on a medium-high heat, and I'm gonna throw in a couple tablespoons of high smoke point oil. Use canola or olive oil. If you are using olive, just keep in mind it is going to get burnt by the time we're done cooking off all of the meat, so we will have to throw that out by the time we start the onions. But anyway, so get your pot over to medium-high heat, and then we're gonna wait for that to be as hot as possible, okay? It's gonna be smoking. We're gonna cook these in sections in order to not overcrowd the pan. That's gonna go for about 2 to 3 minutes per side. As this is cooking down, just go ahead and rotate them through. Once they're cooked to your liking on each side, keep in mind we're just crisping them up. We'll go ahead and I'll separate those onto a wire sheet tray that I've got just to the side. So personally, I've actually never worked with these peppers before. They're kind of gooey on the inside, even though that they've been dehydrated. Pretty interesting. So the birria has been going for about an hour now. I'm gonna go ahead now and just simply pull out all of the peppers. I'm gonna use a couple cups of the actual liquid, and I'm just gonna buzz that up and just add that straight back in. I'm gonna replace the lid and cook for another hour, hour and a half. This is just to make the meat as tender as possible. Keep in mind, I'm still leaving the bones on. Ow! Why do I keep touching hot things? Casually, oh my God, this smells so good. This isn't legal, this can't be allowed. So it's been about an hour and a half. The smell has completely overran my home. It smells great, I can't even explain. I'm gonna go ahead and now just remove the bones, shred the meat, and then go ahead and just add some salt to my consomme. And then I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to put these tacos together. I'm so excited. Okay, so off camera, I was straining or attempting to strain using Max's strainer, Amazon find. I feel guilty even showing this thing because it was so much of a pain. Hold on. This, okay, maybe it's good for like straining pasta and everything, but if there's anything that could possibly build up in there, it will not work at all, and you will get hot consomme all over the place, all over the sink, and you will be just like me and have a bunch of cleaning to do. Nevertheless, it is finally that time to put this all together. I've got my strained consomme inside a pan on the side here. I've got my meat right here, and then I've just pre-done my my cilantro and my onions, and then I wedged up some of these limes for it. I've got my cast iron on high heat. I'm ready to put these together. I'm gonna go ahead and we're nice and smoking here. I'm gonna take my corn tortilla, throw some stuff too. Just gonna go ahead and dip both sides of this. Go straight onto the heat. Come in with some of our beautiful Oaxaca cheese. Very generous amount. Straight over with our meat. Diced onions, cilantro. I was already nibbling on the meat and everything as I was cooking it, and it is perfect. All right. I don't know about you, I don't do the lime into it. I do the lime into the consommé. And this could be extremely sacrilegious and I have no idea, and I'm sorry if it is. Look at this. That is so good. I know it might have seemed like a lot of steps and it might have seemed like it was gonna take so much time and everything. It is so worth it. I know birria is like normally made like for celebrations, but right now I'm feeling this is a reason to celebrate. I love this. So before I fill up on these, I'm gonna set these aside. I've been seeing a lot of people ask me if I've ever been to Crumble, and the answer is no. When I worked inside the kitchens, a little backstory. When I worked inside the kitchens, I was known as a pantry chef. So the only things I ever really got to do were desserts and salads and like appetizers and like specials like that. So I never really went and like experimented or tried out a bunch of like different like local bakeries as much. But I have heard a lot of really good things. They have a rotating menu, which I thought was really cool. Going in there, like, I don't know if it's I don't know if it's a branding thing, okay? The cookies looked really good. They actually had like little small ones and then like these bigger decorative ones next to them. And I thought that it was like, oh, the bigger ones are like showing what flavors the smaller ones are. But it turns out they're actually the large ones that you get. But I'm about to find out if it's worth the hype, because if it is, I'm gonna be blown away because they're kind of pricey for cookies, but if they are not, it kind of opens my mind up to like baking and doing things for you guys on the channel like that, because that's kind of where I come from and it's like the things that I'm better at. So I'd love to get more into that on the channel if that's something that anyone's interested in seeing too. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try one of these. I think I'm just gonna opt to try just the cookies and cream. I'm not usually a huge sweets guy, but with the amount of comments that I've gotten and like people have asked me if I've had this, like I feel like, and being from Arizona, having never tried it, I definitely need to. So. I'm impressed that it has a lot of flavor that isn't just sweetness. Definitely giving me some ideas here. Although there was a change in plan and I thought I was gonna be able to make the birria for everyone, I got my schedule mixed up with something that they were doing. But nevertheless, I will freeze some, and check me out on Instagram. I promise I will post a video of Kraz enjoying this birria. I know how excited he was for it. I just wanted to thank everyone watching at home for making this possible. Go ahead and like, subscribe, comment what you'd like to see me make on the channel. No restrictions, okay? Whatever you want to see me make, let me know. Even if it's something I can only find somewhere else. I'd love to go travel to go make some food for you as well. Keep in mind, I am doing the overlanding series. Those videos will be coming out very soon. Thank you so much for making those happen as well. Love you guys. See you in the next one.